Let us see a little bit more on this ASTC rule. Okay, so what was that? All silver tea cups. Okay, you can imagine a number of ways to remember this. Fine, right now, as you all know, if you can watch in this animation, which is on the right side, correct? Now the same circle is what I have considered here. All right, fine. So just watch it. Okay, if you watch the animation, you'll be able to see, right? So the blue, correct, the blue point, as you can see, if you imagine you are freezing it at first quadrant, right? Now you try to get the cos theta value. Fine. So this is what you have seen earlier, right? So that is the sine graph and cos graph, right? Okay, right. Now what we have here is, we have learned that this means all are positive, sine and cosec are positive, cosec theta are positive. Then the third quadrant, tan and cot are positive. Then the fourth quadrant, cos and secant are positive, correct? See, if a trigonometric ratio is positive, its reciprocal, it is always positive. If a trigonometric ratio is negative, its reciprocal will be negative, correct? Fine, right? So I hope you have got the clarity on the values of trigonometric functions. The see, that is sine and cos. You can clearly watch from this animation here, correct? You can clearly watch from this animation. Now if you need to know at which quadrants, okay, in which quadrants sine is positive, sine is negative, in which quadrants cos is positive and negative. If you know those two ratios, then you know tan will be simply reciprocal of sine by you can say not reciprocal, ratio of sine by cos. Okay, it's a ratio of sine by cos. Fine, sine to cos you will say. Fine. Now if you know sine and cos, you can get tan, right? Now remaining three are there. What is that? Cosecant, secant and cot, right? Now you know the co-ratios and the reciprocals, fine, right? So yeah, so let us move on. Now let us do few examples so that you will get clarity, right? Okay, right. Now one more rules what you have seen in the part 1. Okay, part 1 video was that whenever you see 90 plus theta, okay, so whenever you see 90 plus theta, okay, comma 90 minus theta, all right, and 270 plus theta and 270 minus theta, correct, 270 minus theta. Now the trigonometric ratio will change to its co-ratio, correct? Now that is sine will change to cosine, okay, then you can say tan will change to cotangent, cot, okay, then secant will change to cosecant, okay, secant will change to cosecant, fine, right? Now these we call them as co-ratios, right? So co-ratios and reciprocals and co-ratios are different, right? The co-ratio of sine is cos, the co-ratio of cot is tan, okay, and the co-ratio of cosecant is secant. I think you know about this already, fine. Now only when you see the angles, that is when you see this conditions 90 plus theta, 90 minus theta, 270 plus theta and 270 minus theta, trigonometric ratio will change to its co-ratio, okay, and you have to keep in mind what these values represent. See, 90 plus theta, when I say 90 plus theta, it will tell you that you have just crossed 90, okay, so that is you are in second quadrant, is it not? You are in second quadrant. Now 90 minus theta, you are in 90 minus theta, it says you are in first quadrant, okay. Now you have to find out what is in which quadrant you are, and in that quadrant what is the value of this trigonometric ratio, is it positive or negative? First you have to find out that, okay, right. Next, 270 plus theta, so you are in 270 plus, right? So you are in fourth quadrant, okay. Then 270 minus theta means you are in 270 minus means you are in third quadrant, like that, okay. Fine, now let us see few examples here. Yes, one more point I would like to mention here. See, sine will change to its co-ratio cos, okay, and what is the co-ratio of cos means? Again it will change to sine, okay. So if these changes are valid, then you can say cos will change to sine, then cot will change to tan, okay, then cosecant will change to secant. Okay, now as I keep telling you, if you find out sine and cos in that particular quadrant for that particular angle, then the remaining you can find out easily. Okay, so not that difficult, right? Now one more thing what we have seen is that only for 90 plus or minus theta, 90 plus or minus theta and 270 plus or minus theta, you will see the co-ratio change will happen. Okay, trigonometric ratio will change to its co-ratio, fine. And the sign, is it positive or negative, you have to decide by looking at the considering the quadrant, fine. Now when you see 180, right, 180 plus or minus theta and 360 plus or minus theta, okay, 360 plus or minus theta, you don't see any change, that is no change, that is the trigonometric ratio will not change to its co-ratio. Okay, a trigonometric ratio will not change to its co-ratio. Okay, so you can change, you can write that. Okay, trigonometric ratio will not change to co-ratio. Please make running notes, fine. All right, now yeah, let us see few examples here. Now let us do one by one. Okay, now I'll do for 2 quadrants, the remaining 2 quadrants you can do, fine. And I'll give you some I think you can verify from that material whatever I have shared, fine. So if you want to cross check, right, now let us look into the first one. See, first quadrant. Okay, so first quadrant, what do we know? First quadrant, we know that all ratios are positive, correct? All ratios are positive, fine. So this we need to keep in mind. Now let us write first quadrant, right? First quadrant we can define it in 2 ways, right? So how is that? You can say 90 minus theta, correct? 90 minus theta, it tells you that it is in first quadrant, correct? Otherwise, yeah, so yeah, 90 minus theta you can say, fine, right? Now what about second quadrant here? Now let us write for first quadrant first. Okay, now sine of 90 minus theta, correct? Sine of 90 minus theta, see, you have 90 minus, right? So when you have 90 plus or minus, the trigonometric ratio will change to its co-ratio, right? First you write cos theta, okay, then cos of 90 minus theta will be equal to sin theta, then tan of 90 minus theta will be equal to cot theta. Okay, right, now focus on the quadrant. In first quadrant all are positive, right? Now you have to look for this one. Okay, so when we say ratios are positive means, see, this is the treat it like a question. Okay, so they are asking you what is sine of 90 minus theta. Now you know that sine of 90 minus theta, 90 minus means you are in first quadrant. Now what is the value of sine in first quadrant? You have to see. You should not see what is the value of cos in first quadrant. Okay, you should see what is the value of sine in first quadrant, right? Now sine of the that is it positive or negative, you have to check, right? Now cos, is it positive in the first quadrant? Tan, is it positive in the first quadrant? That is all you have to check, right? Yes, in first quadrant all are positive, so sine is positive, put positive plus here. So cos is positive, put plus here. Now tan is positive, put plus here. Okay, right, now this is all. So the remaining you can get it by reciprocal, right? Now let us do for second quadrant. Okay, now second quadrant you can define it in 2 ways. What is that? So first way is you can say 90 plus theta, otherwise 180 minus theta. Okay, 180 minus theta, fine. So in both the ways we will see what you will get, right? We will verify this also, fine, right? So I'll do up to second quadrant, third and fourth you can do it, fine. So second quadrant, now how to do? See, in second quadrant, first let us write down what is that. S will write ASTC, correct? Now sine and cosec are positive, correct? Sine and its reciprocal are positive and the remaining are negative, fine, right? Now let us say sine of 90 plus theta, then cos of 90 plus theta. Okay, then you can write tan of 90 plus theta. Okay, now let us do 180 minus theta later, fine. Now sine, correct? Now you are at 90 plus or minus, so it will, the trigonometric ratio will change to its co-ratio, correct? Now let us write cos theta, then this will be sin theta and this will be cot theta. Okay, now focus here, fine. Now in Second quadrant, what are you saying? Sine and cosec are positive, correct? Sine and cosec are positive, fine. So you have to observe here, okay? You have to observe here. You should not look at the RHS, right? So sine is positive, is it not? Right? So sine is positive. So sine of 90 plus theta, it will be plus cos theta itself, okay? So this will be plus itself. Now cos of 90 plus theta, okay? So cos, sine and cosec are positive. What about the remaining? Remaining are negative. So cos in second quadrant is negative. You can verify from the graph there, right? So that will be negative here, okay? That will be negative. Now tan, what about tan? Tan is also negative, so you will get it as negative, fine? Right, now let us write for, see, you can actually verify here. See, sine of 90 plus theta, then cos of 90 plus theta, and tan of 90 plus theta, plus cos theta minus sine theta minus cot theta, okay? Right, so we have got the same thing. Now let us see for sine of 180 minus theta, then cos of 180 minus theta, okay, then tan of 180 minus theta, okay. Now 180, so when you are doing 180 or 360 plus or minus theta, 180 plus or minus theta, you don't see the co-ratio getting changed, okay. So this will be sin theta itself, okay, then this will be cos theta itself, and this will be tan theta itself. Now you have to look for the sign carefully, okay. Now sine, correct? So sine of 180, right? So you are in second quadrant now, correct? So sine is positive, then the remaining else is negative, fine. So this will be plus sine theta. Now cos of 180 minus theta is minus cos theta, then tan of 180 minus theta is minus tan theta, okay, minus tan theta, right? Now you need not worry about you shouldn't worry if you didn't get both of them the same, okay. So we'll verify, okay, okay, right. Now let us check here, sine of 180 minus theta, cos of 180 minus theta, and tan of 180 minus theta, right? So plus minus minus, you should get 180 minus theta, yeah, plus minus minus, okay. Now no need to get confused, we'll verify, okay. For example, let us choose a value, say say theta is equal to 120 degree, okay, 120 degree, right? Now you can express 120 in two ways, correct? What is that? You can say 180 minus 60, correct? You can say it, you can call it as theta can be written as 180 minus 60. Otherwise theta can be written as 90 plus 30. Now what are we doing here? See, 180 minus 60, it refers to this, whatever we have done here. Let us put it here, okay. Now 90 plus 30, it refers to this, whatever we have done here, okay. Now let us use that, okay. So let us use this, and you can actually get clarity, fine. Again, I'm telling you, these RHS in whatever I have highlighted in that blue colored box, they are not same, correct? But the end result after you substitute, right? So it will be the same, fine. Right, now let us solve for sine. I'll take one example, the remaining you do, fine. Okay, so sine of, or let me choose cos, okay. I'll choose cos of 120 based on 90 plus 30 and 180 minus 60. Remaining two you try to do, okay. So if you are not understanding, you can feel free to contact, fine. Right, now cos of 120, I can write it as cos of 90 plus 30. Let me write again. Cos of 120, I can write it as cos of 90 plus 30, or I can also write it as cos of 180 minus 60, is it not? Now let us do this one, okay. Now what do we know? Cos, correct? Cos of 120, that is in second quadrant, right? Now cos of 90 plus, when I say, cos will change to sine, okay. Now let us write sine theta first. Sine 30 will write first, okay. This 30 will write as it is, fine. Now cos of 120, that is cos in second quadrant. Okay, cos in second quadrant. Now what is the value of cos in second quadrant? So cos is actually negative, correct? So minus sine 30 we'll get. Okay, now minus as it is. Now what is sine 30? We know it is half. See, we got minus half, right? Now let us do it by this way here. Okay, so cos of 180 minus 60. Now this is done. This is done. Okay, now cos of 180. See, 180 plus or minus theta. So there is no change in the co-ratios. So let us write cos 60. Okay, now cos of 180 minus. So when I say cos of 180 minus, you are in second quadrant. In second quadrant, cos is actually negative. Okay, so this is minus of cos 60. Now what is minus of cos 60? 1 by 2. Okay, see, the answers are same, right? Okay, the answers are same, isn't it? Okay, so you need not confuse that. The RHS here, so whatever I have highlighted in that blue color box, right? So they need not be the same. You should understand that the end result will be the same, fine? Okay, now I suggest you to take 150 and try for cos, sine, cos and tan. Cosecant also you can do, fine? Alright, now this is what we do for, this is for second quadrant. Okay, now third quadrant I'll give you a clue. Now third and fourth quadrant, it is up to you to do it in your notes, and it is up to you to verify. Okay, now third quadrant. Okay, now third quadrant, how many ways you can express? You can call it as 180 plus theta. Okay, otherwise 270 minus theta. Both of them refer to third quadrant. Okay, right. So third and fourth, it is left to you, fine. Now I wanted to tell you one more important topic, that is sometimes we'll get it as they'll say minus theta. Okay, right. Now what you will notice from this animation is that, from this animation you can notice what will be the value. The question is, what will be the value of this trigonometric ratios after 360 degrees? The answer is simple. Again, I'm telling you what will be the ratios, how to calculate for trigonometric ratios after 360 degrees. Okay, now for that, consider this point. Okay, consider the red point here, red dot. Okay, now say the line joining the red dot and the origin. Okay, so say O is the origin. Now the line joining the red dot and the origin is what makes the angle theta with respect to x-axis, let us say. Okay, now this is that angle theta. All right, fine. Now as this point moves in anti-clockwise direction, the angle keeps increasing, right? Now what happens once the point covers the complete circle? Okay, so it covers the complete circle and it has come here. Now what is the angle it sweeps? It has swept an angle of 360 degrees, we'll say, correct? Once it starts at x, it has started here. Okay, it has started at this point, x-axis, exactly on the x-axis, and it will come back to the x-axis. It has covered an angle of 360 degrees, right? Now after 360, say it has completed one revolution, keep in mind. Okay, after covering one revolution, it has come back to that same location, call it as some P. Okay, P is the location, fine. Now what is the angle covered? We'll get it as 360 plus theta. Okay, 360 plus theta. Now if you try to plot the graph again, so what do we do here? We'll drop a perpendicular onto x-axis. Okay, we'll drop a perpendicular onto x-axis and we'll try to find out the sine theta value, correct? It is given by the coordinate of that point P, right? So this green length, correct? The green arrow length, fine. Now the reference is x-axis up to that point P, fine. If it is upwards, we'll take positive. If it is downwards, we'll take negative. All right, fine. So what we notice is that if you cover one complete revolution or two complete revolutions or three complete revolutions or in general n complete revolutions, right? So this trigonometric ratio, right? For example, you can say sine of 360 plus theta. Okay, that will be equal to sine theta itself. Okay, or you can say say you will cover two revolutions, then here theta I have written in degrees. Okay, so 720 plus theta, that will be equal to cos, that will be equal to sine theta itself, right? Now you can cover 3 revolutions, 4 revolutions like that, okay? So sometimes instead of writing in degrees, we'll write it in radians also, okay? You need to remember radian, it is always the SI unit for angle. I think you have studied in units and dimensions, right? So the sine of 360, 720 and its multiples, right? So we'll write it as 2 pi n plus theta, okay? 2 pi n plus theta, fine? Now this sine of 2 pi n plus theta, okay, in general you can say sine of 2 pi n plus theta, that will be equal to sine theta, and all other ratios also it will be the same. Now cos of 2 pi n plus theta, that will be equal to cos theta. Now here n varies from 0, 1, 2, 3 like that, okay, fine. You can take 1. Let us take 1, that is after you cover 1 complete revolution, that is what it means. N is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, right? And tan of 2 pi n plus theta, that will be equal to tan theta itself, okay? That will be equal to tan theta itself, fine? So remember this, right? Now after this, yeah, one more point I would like to tell you here is now you know I have told you how we measure angles, right? So there is a convention what we follow for measuring angles. If you are going anti-clockwise, if you are measuring anti-clockwise, theta is taken to be positive. Now if you are measuring clockwise, theta is taken to be negative. Now suppose the particle, okay, so instead of going here, okay, so instead of going anti-clockwise, say it has started at x, okay, and it has moved this way, okay, it has come here, and the line joining the particle and the origin, it makes some angle. Now since the particle moved clockwise, the angle, right, so the angle will take it in clockwise sense. Now you know angle taken in clockwise sense, it will be taken as negative, okay, it will be taken as negative, fine. Now when you say cos of theta, okay, now for example, say the otherwise, okay, so let me take one more diagram here. Okay, say this is the circle, fine. Now what we'll do is, say the red particle, the red color particle, it is on x-axis now. Now say it will cover some angle when it travels in the anti-clockwise sense, okay. Now the angle what it makes, right, so the angle what it makes is given by theta, let us say, okay, in the anti-clockwise sense, fine. Now say it will travel the same distance in the clockwise direction, okay, it should travel the same distance in the clockwise direction, okay. So the particle is here now okay, then the angle whatever it is swept, the angle swept by it, okay, so it will be given as minus theta, okay, it will be given as minus theta, you know, clockwise sense will take it as minus theta, all right, fine. Now here plus theta and minus theta, okay, right. Now we know that in fourth quadrant, that is ASTC, right, cos and secant, correct, cos and its reciprocal, right, so cos and secant are positive, the remaining are negative, the remaining 4 ratios are negative, fine. Now the idea is very simple. See, if you try to locate a point here, okay, so if you try to locate a point, now what are its coordinates? We'll write it as fourth quadrant, right, so minus x, sorry, fourth quadrant, right, so it is plus x comma minus y, will write correct, fine. Now just drop a perpendicular, okay, drop a perpendicular. Now observe this triangle, observe the triangle OAB, okay, if you observe this right angle triangle OAB, now let me take one more color. Yeah, observe this triangle OAB here, so you can notice that this y coordinate, that is this green arrow, the green line, right, so the green line will represent it as, or if you write, as I keep telling you, will write the coordinates, right. So you can say sine theta, correct, so sine of minus theta it is actually, because we are going in the clockwise sense, right? So sine of minus theta, it will be, you can call it as minus y divided by, now what is that circle? We'll take it as 1 unit, correct? We'll take it as 1 unit, fine. So y divided by 1. Now cos, if you observe, cos of minus theta, okay? So cos of minus theta, it is actually the orange line, correct? So it is given by, what is that? Okay, so let me say here, so this green, it is x, the green length is x, now the orange length is, sorry, the green length is y, no? Yeah, the green length is y, okay? Its coordinate of point B, y coordinate of point B is minus y, okay? Now you can say the x coordinate of point B is simply x, okay, because we are in the positive x axis, correct? Fine, so this is x, right? Now cos of minus theta, what you see is, it will be simply x divided by 1. Now we know that the coordinate of x is, in this particular case, that is actually positive, fine. Now can you write, if you consider the triangle, let me write one more triangle here. See the triangle OAB I have written, right? Now consider the triangle OAC, okay? So if you consider the triangle OAC, now try to write sine theta, cos theta and tan theta, okay? So you will find that, so you know, when I talk about point C, this point, okay, when I talk about point C, its both coordinates are positive, correct? Now if you write sine theta, you'll simply get it as y, correct? Sine theta is y divided by 1. Then cos theta is still x, okay, fine. So therefore what you will notice is that if you try to relate these values, okay, compare these values, that is trigonometric ratios in fourth quadrant as well as the first quadrant, okay, then you can write tan theta, right? So yeah, okay, now tan theta will be y divided by x, correct? So this is in first quadrant which I have written. Now in the fourth quadrant, that is considering the angle to be negative, okay, so tan of minus theta, so what did we get? Tan of minus theta is actually minus tan theta itself. Let me write it as tan of minus theta, we'll get it as minus y by x, is it not? So minus y by x, correct? Minus of y by x. Now compare these 6 ratios, okay? Now compare the ratios in this box with the ratios in this box, okay? Now if you compare these two, you can clearly say, see, sine of minus theta, right? So sine of minus theta is minus y. In place of y, I can write sine theta, that is all, okay? Fine. Right, so you can say, ultimately by comparing these two, you can say sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, then cos of minus theta is plus cos theta itself, okay? Then tan of minus theta is minus of tan theta, okay? Tan of minus theta is minus of tan theta, okay? Right, so this also you need to remember, fine? Okay, so let us stop here, and I thought of doing some examples. Yeah, examples I did write, so 120 degrees, fine? So in the next class, let us go to the next topic, that is graphs and functions. Otherwise we will take a look at logarithms, okay? The next class will say logarithms, okay? So I hope this concept where you can find out where you try to find trigonometric ratios in all the 4 quadrants, I hope it is clear for you, okay? So as I keep telling you, just remember sine and cos values for all the 4 quadrants, okay? Fine. So if you want to cross check, this graph will always help you, okay? If you want to cross check this graph, whatever I showed in the animation, right? So this graph, it always helps you, okay? So better to write in your notes, okay? Right? Okay, fine. So let us see in the next class.